Searching far and wide. 11.1, area and perimeter. We've done area and perimeter many times before. Even in middle school, we did area and perimeter. So we're repeating it now, but we're going to raise the level of thinking when we're doing this. So it is going to be a little bit challenging. Let's go ahead and remind ourselves, what is the formula to find the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. You've learned that many years ago. So let's go ahead and find the area of this triangle. The one thing you have to remember, a quick reminder, is the base and the height are always perpendicular to each other. So whatever the base is, the height has to be 90 degrees to it. They're always perpendicular. And so this case, we have the height is 12, but then the base is not there. The base is missing. So you can easily find the base by using the Pythagorean theorem to get 5. All right, hopefully you guys remember the Pythagorean theorem. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We've done it already. All right, and now once we found the base, we can just go ahead and fill it in the formula. 1/2 5 times 12. Punch it all in your calculator. We have the area is 30 inches squared. To find the perimeter, all you do is add all the way around. Add them all up, and to get 30 inches. All right, so that was all pretty much review of what you already know. This one is a little bit tricky. I want you to find the area and the perimeter of the solid triangle. The dotted part is just to help you out. All right, so the dotted part is not part of the triangle, but it's there to help you out. So to find the area, the base is 11. It's the solid part on the bottom. And remember, whatever the base is, the height has to be 90 degrees. So the height is actually 7. Punch it in your calculator. You get about 38.5 meters squared. Now to find the perimeter, though, it is a little tricky because only one of the sides is there. The 11 is there. Everything else is missing. Like this side. How do you find this side? Well, if you look at this triangle, it is a right triangle. You can use Pythagorean theorem to get that missing side to be about approximately 8.6. And then we're also missing this side. In this case, you have to look at this big triangle. Whoa, that went far. This big triangle. Use the Pythagorean theorem on that triangle. You have the 7, 16, because now we have to do the whole length of the bottom. To get C is approximately 17.4. All right, so now we found all three sides. We can go ahead and add them all up to get 37 meters. All right, so that was a little tricky because you had to get a little bit more information before you can find the perimeter. How about the area of a parallelogram? Do you remember the formula for the area of a parallelogram? The area of a parallelogram is just base times height. It's the same thing, but without the 1/2. Again, the base and the height have to be 90 degrees. That's the main part. In this case, the base is 15, the height is 9. Multiply them together to get 105 centimeters cubed. The perimeter is just adding all the way around, 9, 15, 9, and 15 to get 48 centimeters. All right, not too bad. Does it get trickier? All right, it does get a little bit trickier because now we have to remember trigonometry. All right, so there's our parallelogram. Let's go ahead and find the perimeter first because the perimeter is kind of easy. The perimeter is just add them all the way around. 20 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 to get 60 millimeters. But now we have to find the area, which is just base times height? Well, we actually know the base. The base is just 20, but we don't know the height. We have to find it. So I went ahead and I drew a separate triangle. The hypotenuse is 10. It's the same as this side. And hopefully that'll help. Notice it is a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. Oh man, you have to remember those rules as well. To go from the hypotenuse to the small side, remember it was just half. And then to go from the short side to the longer side, it is 5 square root of 3. All right, so yeah, that was the hard part, is to remember your special right triangles rules, but you have to know them. All right, so we found the height. So we plug it into the area formula, base times height, which gives us 100 square root of 3 millimeters squared. All right, one last example for the day. Tricky trig. All right, so now we have to do another one, but it's tricky. Let's see how it's tricky. We have to find the area and the perimeter. Well, the base is not given and the height is not given. So basically the two things we need are not there. But fortunately, we can use SOHCAHTOA to find the base and the height. Let's call that x. All right. How does our 22 degrees relate to the x and to the hypotenuse? The x is opposite. The hypotenuse is the hypotenuse. So we have sine. There it is. Remember that from Intro to Trigonometry chapter? Sine of 22 is equal to x over 143. Punch it in your calculator to solve for x, and we have approximately 53. All right, and then we have to do the same thing for the height. We'll call it y. How does the 22 degrees relate to the y and the hypotenuse? I think it's adjacent over hypotenuse, which you guys know is cosine. So cosine of 22 equals y over 143. Solve it out, and now we have the base and we have the height. Area is 1/2 base times height. There it is. Perimeter, add them all the way around. There it is. All right. You have to remember trigonometry. It wasn't going to be 6th grade area problems. It's going to be geometry area problems, which is way more fun because you get to use more knowledge. But there it is. Go ahead, try your homework.